Okay, hi, very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Pu Chin. I'm currently in my year 3 at MSE. So I guess most of you are my juniors. Okay, so I did my attachment at Korea Institute of Material Science, KIMS. I personally benefited a lot from this program, and I really enjoyed my stay in Korea. So because at my time there was very little information available, so I think it would be good if I could share with you my experiences to let you know what this program is about and how it will be like to work in Korea. So you can make your choice during the application period, okay? So let's get started. This is the outline of this program. You'll be working at Korea Institute of Material Science. Literally, it's a research institute, so that means your work nature will also be research-based. And here's the website of this company. If you want to know more about it, you can approach me later on, or you can just go to this link to explore more by yourself. The work field will be composite materials field. I suppose that you know what composite materials are by now. You'll be assigned to the composite materials group at KIMS and help the researchers there to work on some projects. Work nature, processing, problem solving, and engineering. For the program objective, I was involved in all these activities: dispersion of carbon nanotube, composite samples, fabrication, and mechanical testing. But it might be slightly different in your case because I think most probably the later batches will work on new projects. KIMS recruits 2 students from MSE or MAE each semester, but usually the 2 students will be both from MSE. If you are finally selected for this program, accommodation will be provided for you. I'll show you the apartment in a minute. Okay, so a bit more information about Korea Institute of Material Science. It is located in Changwon City, the southern part of Korea. So if you look at the map, it will be in the southern part. So it's just where the Red Sofa is, near the sea by Busan, the famous port I think you are very familiar with. Then Seoul will be far away in the north. It takes like roughly 4 hours to get to Seoul by bus. KIMS is a government-funded research institute. It has a total of 214 personnel and $68 million fund currently. So this is a picture I took of Changwon City during the autumn. I love the autumn there, and all the trees turned into yellowish. It was very beautiful. So from this photo, you can see that Changwon is a very well-planned city. You can find all the public bicycles everywhere in the city. So if you want to go somewhere, you can just rent one of those and return it anywhere at your convenience. Of course, on the condition that you can ride a bike. Okay. Next page. Okay. Some pictures of KIMS. This is the main building, and this is one of the working buildings. And the white building will be the apartment that you'll be staying at. Beside it is the company canteen. Okay? So what to expect if you actually go for this program? Okay? The first thing you must be prepared for is culture shock. Because anyway, you'll be living and working in a totally different environment from NTU campus. You'll be exposed to the Korean working culture. You will live their lifestyle. You will have a lot of Korean food, which you might like it or not. And there might be a language barrier. But don't worry, you will overcome this very soon and enjoy your stay in Korea and finally return with invaluable experiences. First, you will be acknowledged in the composite materials field, and you have a lot hands-on in the lab and experience what research is. You will also be given opportunities to join international conferences to get to know a lot of professionals in the composite materials field. And of course, you'll have chance to pick up some Korean, etc., etc. Last but not least, you'll have lots of fun. So, how do you make your RA a fulfilling one? These are my suggestions based on my experiences. The first thing, you must be open to the new. As I've mentioned in the previous slide, you'll be living in a completely different environment. So remember to keep an open mind, learn their culture, understand their values, and live their lifestyle. Be active. Although you'll be assigned to a specific project, do not confine yourself to a single project. You can always learn from other researchers in the same group, learn from your colleagues. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. They will be more than willing to help you. Okay? So tune yourself into the company culture. This is very important. After you arrive there, try to get to know their company routines as soon as possible. Join the meetings, take part in their seminars. This really helps. Then communicate with your supervisors and colleagues regularly. Be aware of the deadlines. Remember to submit your logbook and report in time. And of course, enjoy yourself. Okay, so this is how I enjoy my stay in Korea. And this picture was taken when we went for hiking at a nearby ski resort. The temperature on that day was minus 16.8, but it was very, very fun. This is a small concert we have been to. This is in a traditional Korean sauna room. Okay, our company hiking event. This is our small New Year countdown. There's a 0 there dissolved into the background. Okay, I think those who watch a lot of Korean dramas are very familiar with this. It's the Korean ghost dog game. They play a lot. Okay, food. This is the traditional Korean formal dinner. It is very, very nice and very expensive as well. Okay, this was at bar. Okay, fried chicken rice. And this is bibimbap. I think you are very familiar. Spicy seafood soup. It's not so expensive, the seafood in Korea. And cute coffee. You can find a lot of interesting cafes in Korea everywhere. So I also traveled to a lot of other places in Korea. This is a famous traditional city just nearby Changwon. This was at a Chika museum at Jeju Island. It was not real, it's just a picture on the wall. Teddy Bear Museum. And we were very lucky to see a traditional wedding ceremony. Okay, a few more pictures of Jeju Island. Okay, we went there in winter, which is not the right time, but it was very beautiful also. Okay, so that's all my pictures. And if you have a passion in research, especially in composite materials, and if you want to learn some Korean, if you love Korean food, dramas, fashion, pop stars, if you want to experience the Korean culture, if if you enjoy traveling, if you want to have fun, I think this will be a very good opportunity for you. Okay? So, this brings me to the end of my sharing. Thank you for listening.
Okay, hi, I'm Daryl. I did my internship at ExxonMobil for about over 30 weeks because I started early. So this is just a really summarized slide on what my company does. There are 3 different sites. So one is Pioneer, 2 in Jurong Island. 2 in Jurong Island is called PAT, Pulau Air Cawan, and SCP, Singapore Chemical Plant. So I'm located in Pioneer, and I work for my boss, Mr. Lim Hock Lai, and he's the Southeast Asia warehouse supervisor. And so as you know, Exxon manufactures a lot of things. It's an oil and gas company. So in Singapore, we do industrial and automotive lubricants. Then it's quite a big company, of course. Biggest market capitalization in the world, and it's the biggest foreign investor in Singapore with over 6.5 billion. And if anyone does trading, you will know that the stock price now is actually quite good at $85 US. So my job scope. My job scope actually doesn't really have to do with material science, very little. I run a lot of reports for my boss. Every month I have to generate 8 different reports. So I use the SAP software that they use. Stripes and gems are basically servers. Sounds very cheap, right? But is so all these commands you see here, all these are shortcuts where we use to generate reports. So everything is real time. So if there's input, there will be an output. Some reports I generate would be the stock out report, because I'm a procurement intern. So I have to see where I have to check the stock levels, because the refineries require certain materials and I have to monitor them. So this is basically a flow of how everything goes. The users and engineers are your customers. The procurement associate is the people who buy them, which also is under my department. Then warehouse is where I'm located in. It's where I monitor the stock levels there. And this payable center is where all the payments to the vendors go through. Yeah. Okay, the very kind engineer gave me some notes on processes, material processes, on what they do. So if there's welding to be done on some pipes, there's certain procedures to be followed. And all these are just some information where you can read up and learn more about it. It's like, you have to be like, the materials used has to be like certain tensile strength, and you can see all the stuff here. I don't really actually read all this. So this is my end of the slide, and just some glimpse of what we do every day. Like this, the good times, and when there's a lot of work, we go crazy, like that. This is not my guru. She's my IA professor. If anyone is doing